Morning, guys. Just checking in, beginning of the third day here at Rythmia. Give you a little bit of a trip report from last night, I suppose, now that I've got my modalities back. Um, yeah, that was probably the craziest night of my life to this point. I did the 7-day fast prior to, and I felt like that really maximized and just intensified the ayahuasca effect on my body. It just went right through me and just took over. So yeah, so just to give you the long and short of it, I went through this long period of showing myself all of the wretched things I'm holding on to, and well, not all of them, but like specifically a lot of fear and shame that I had been hanging on to. And it was crazy because it was like so vivid how I had a memory associated with the exact emotion, and I knew exactly where it stemmed from, and all of this grossness that was in me. And it's like I felt it physically in my stomach. I felt it building up and bubbling up, and so I eventually, purged that out. And but then my fear of death was, the next challenge, and that's when I didn't want to face. I didn't realize how much fear of death I had. I thought I was pretty comfortable with the concept of death, but yeah, it was so intense. And once I finally came to grips with the fact that I couldn't escape it, like they say, surrender and don't fight the medicine, and I'm trying to tell myself that, but it was so hard not to just want to get out of there and run, and try to live, right? But eventually I laid down on the bed, and I fought it for a long time, and then my willpower to fight just completely, I couldn't fight anymore. Like I let go, and I died. And like it's hard to put that into words because it's I'm here right now. I'm not dead, but I literally died. Like it felt as real, and I went through all of the scenarios in my head of replay, like portraying all the betrayals I have in my head of how I was gonna die, and all the bad ways I was gonna die, and the shameful ways of dying, like being this old homeless man in the gutter and all these things, and this nasty person that was just dying alone and all this stuff. And getting those fears out of me was absolutely, it was horrible at the time. But then what happened next, after finally letting go of consciousness, letting go of everything, just like totally, finally, for the first time in my life, just deciding not to breathe in, just to stop everything. And I don't know how long I was not breathing, but all of a sudden the breath was back, and I was back, and more than just I was back. It was the second I came back, my awareness came back, I had this voice, and it was like my voice. And I don't know if I said this out loud or if it was just in my head, but I said, "I'm back." And it was like a piece of me that had been missing before was now in me, and I felt it, and I felt this totally new energy and this new awareness in my brain and my body. Like it was different than what was there before. So all this is really fucking personal and hard to put into words, but literally felt like a rebirth, death and a rebirth, 100%. And now and for the rest of the night, the next couple hours, I was the exact opposite of the first half, where rather than, walking around in pure fear and shame and just terror of all these things that I had to face, and purging and being sick and feeling gross, I felt unbelievably joyous. just pure ecstasy, pure rapture for life. Just the breath of life, and the sound of a bird calling in the distance just made me just laugh and giggle and smile. I every single small little detail. I mean, just the music that was playing, I couldn't stop dancing on my bed, just like waving my hips and my just back and forth with the music. Um, I wanted to sing along to it, but you're supposed to be quiet, so I didn't. But it was such a trip, so unbelievable. And I've had ever since then, like even now today, like I've just had all of this fucking love for all of these strangers that I'm here with, and they don't feel like strangers anymore. All of a sudden, like it's so easy to reach out and have conversations with people and talk to people and just hug people. And everyone, it feels like that's going on with other people too. Their walls are just coming down, and what's starting to happen is truly insane. And what's blown my mind the most is that this was just from one session. The first night, which is supposed to be a more mild brew with the tea and a more introductory version, but that ceremony was, I mean, it felt like life, my life up to this point, and now today's the days of my life after that point, and they're not the same life, and I'm going to be living in a totally different new me. So yeah, there's my really deep personal introspective shit that I probably shouldn't be sharing on the internet. You too, man. And as my friend Elias, he's or Elijah, sorry, he's badass. Anyways, so yeah. Anyways, crazy so far. I'll check in with you guys later. We just had some cool. I mean, finally got some goddamn calories. I took some juice and some smoothies today. Gonna keep it liquids for a minute to see how my body feels after the 7-day fast. But I am back on the horse with food. It feels great. And I like was walking around just smiling like a stupid ass kid all day, enjoying this insanely beautiful place down in the jungle. It's incredible here. But anyways, I will catch up with you guys later. All right, this one's just for you, Christian. So I was possessed last night, or tonight, by an alien. I also had my third eye opened. I realized that I'm from Sirius and not Earth. I don't know how to make sense of any of this. I'm trying to see how this is all for the better. Alright, this is Samuel Christian Dockstader. I don't know what the date is. I'm 26. I am in the craziest shit of my life. The jungle is taking over the resort I was in, Rythmia. Drank some ayahuasca tea, and then somehow I'm in this place where everything is being consumed by the jungle. And it's almost like, I think what happened maybe is I shifted to another dimension where this is like a different time. I think I time traveled essentially, because This looks like there's signs of just age everywhere. Like this is the laundry. This right here is the bag of laundry. I just opened it. That was on my bed this morning, which means um, hours ago everything was normal. Now, like there's still like a plastic bag, never been opened, and then now everything is just gone. How the fuck? All right, you gotta get a better sense of myself. Get that tea out of me as much as possible. If I don't, there's no getting it out of me. It's probably just brain damage. And then see what I can do. All right. So I just had the most incredible breakthrough ever in my life, probably. As far as like understanding my psychology, I just had a meditation with Paula, this angel of a woman here at Rythmia, and she helped me meditate and find the source of the fear and pain that's been driving me through all these horrific experiences I've been living through the last couple nights with the ayahuasca. And I've been trying to make sense of it, and I've just been really confused. And she guided me, and she basically essentially helped me find the root cause of the fear by asking me to go inside to locate the fear in my body, and I felt it in my head, and then to concentrate on the earliest memory of when the fear started. And I breathed for a while and thought, and I all of a sudden had this memory of me being a child, being babysat at my Aunt Lucine's house, and I was out playing on the wood stack and by myself, and just having a good time. And then all of a sudden I realized I saw a spider, and I realized there were spiders everywhere, and they were all over me, and I was terrified, and I ran off towards the house to get help. I mean, there were spiders crawling all over me, and I'm getting bitten by spiders. And my mom wasn't there, and I was like 5, and I just needed my mom, and she wasn't there. I was being babysat, and that had caused, I guess, the root cause of so much unconscious fear that's been in my life. And I mean, I've always been scared of spiders. I'm not like terrified of them now, but like as a kid I was always scared of spiders. And all of these fears of my relationship with my mom makes so much more sense. My attachment to my mom, and whatnot. I don't know, it's like I feel like I feel emotionally dependent on my mom, or I have felt that way, like for protection of some kind, because I just felt like I just didn't get the protection I needed in that moment, and it caused so much trauma, and I had suppressed the memory. I didn't even remember it until just barely. But as I remembered all of that, it's like I relived the fear, I relived all the pain, and I just cried. And I got it all out, and I feel amazing now. I was so distraught and confused before, and now I feel amazing. This place is fucked. That might be my miracle. One other thing I forgot to mention about this crazy experience. Last night, when I woke up, I was in this horrific apocalyptic experience of me trying to like survive this horrible scenario where the world was, the plants were fighting back and killing all the humans essentially. And I had all these bites. I had all these like right here, I have like a sore right there on my arm, and I've got them on my back, and they just came out of nowhere. They just like developed, and I'm trying to figure out what they are. And I think they're spider bites. I think my body produced them in the places I was actually bitten when I was a kid, because they all just developed at the exact same time, and they weren't there yesterday. What? Ah. Hey, what's up, guys? So, it's Saturday. Tomorrow will be my last day here at Rythmia. So just finishing up. We just had our closing groups session, saying goodbye to a lot of people. And I just wanted to, haven't filmed for a couple days because it's just been crazy, and it's like I've been so present in what's going on that I haven't even thought to document it. The craziest thing about this week has been that everything, so with any psychedelics and trips, you really want to have an intention going in, and setting's important, and having that intention's important. And what's crazy to me is that every intention that I've set for each ceremony with ayahuasca I've gotten exactly what I've asked for. It's come about exactly as I intended, which is bizarre to me, that it's like anything I've asked for, I've been given, essentially. And it's just come about in a completely different way than I would have expected it to, but it's definitely come about. I had an incredible experience Monday. It ended on a really positive note in the first ceremony, and then the following 2 days were some of the hardest things I've ever gone through. They were very, very challenging. And so to end on Thursday, to end with the ceremony that just left me so light and blissful and peaceful and happy, couldn't have been a better ending. So it's been such a transformative week. It's really hard to put it into words without getting super personal and into the specific shit that I had to get out this week. But it's so much baggage. I have 26 years worth of it, and I just feel like I did 10 years of therapy in 1 week, and got it all processed and out of me. And I just feel like I've got so much more space and room in my life now to fill it full of whatever else I want, and to take the next step forward. It gave me a lot of clarity, and I just feel a lot more at peace and confident with the direction I'm heading with my life, and doing the things, following my dreams and goals, and doing the things that I want to do, with my blog and with writing and traveling. I just couldn't be more excited and pumped up about where things are at for me. So this week's been it's been exactly what I needed, and it's really kicking off this trip with a bang. I feel like I've been traveling for a month. I feel like I've been out of the country for a month, and it's only been a week, which it's just crazy how long it's only been a week. And it feels like it's been so much longer, because of how much has gone on here, how much I've processed, and how much new novel experience has happened, people that I've met, and friends that I've made. It's the community here at Rythmia, that they just create an environment that's unlike anything else I've ever been to, where you meet as total strangers, and just 5-6 days later, people are leaving as close friends, and they've opened up and shared things that are just deeply personal with each other. And I can't, ayahuasca is an incredible, divinely intelligent plant, and I'm going to write a bunch about that in and of itself. But what they've done here at Rythmia is they've maximized the potential, of what you can get from the plant medicine. And several of the breakthroughs that I've had have come outside of the ceremony after the fact, you know, during like a class that we're having, you know, about integrating the medicine into your life, and or just later on in a breathwork ceremony or something like that, you know. So they've got all these other tools and resources here for you, so that you're getting breakthroughs all the time, not just when you're on the medicine, not just when you're taking ayahuasca. So it's been a just life-changing week, is the best way I can say it. I am obviously on a bit of a high right now with everything that has gone on, so I want to speak a little bit about just the you know, more realistic, try to find some negatives, I guess, to make it a little bit more down to earth and grounded and realistic as far as Rythmia goes. I would say that if I had to be nitpicky, it did get a little bit salesy at the end. You know, obviously they've got to promote the place, and I'm totally about that, because if more people come here, more lives are changed and more people receive miracles. And that's really, it sounds silly, but when you come and go through this, it's nothing short of miraculous. So at first I thought that was all bullshit, but I'm totally down with their slogan, you know, get your miracle, because that's what I got. I would definitely call it that. So it does get a little salesy, you know. They want to promote this place to other people and get people in the door, which you know, is kind of awkward, I guess, at the end. Other than that, the place here, Costa Rica, the grounds, I mean, just look around, it's incredibly beautiful. The facility's awesome. The rooms could be a little bit, I mean, they're a little bit outdated, I guess. And I'm only saying that because of it being a high-end vacation. You know, for me it was like $4,400 or something like that total. So you're paying a good amount of money for a week. I'm just splitting hairs here. 5 out of 5 stars, 10 out of 10 stars, whatever. It's worth the money. If you have the money and you want to experience, you know, something with ayahuasca and plant medicine, and you're looking for a good point of entry, somewhere where you don't have to, you know, go deep into the jungle of Peru and take a canoe to some village and nobody speaks English, and, you know, you could get something could happen and you're far away from civilization and a doctor. None of that's the case here. It's all very safe, very relaxed and chill and easy. I mean, the medicine and the process is not easy at all, but just being here is peaceful and easy. You're not in some crazy scary part of the world or anything like that. So it's a great first point of entry and access for somebody who's never done this before. And if money's no issue, then I would say Rythmia is the best place on earth to practice, you know, plant medicine and to work on yourself. That being said, this is so much fucking work. I would say I've never done more work on myself in my life in such a short period of time. It's like you're beating out, you know, like 26 years of shit in just a week. I mean, and they do the ceremonies back-to-back days. You're not getting any reprieve from that. It's just non-stop. So don't think you're going to come here and just have some chill, fun little experience. It's profound and life-changing and worth every bit of the work, but it will be so much work. So just keep that in mind if you're considering coming here. But yeah, so I feel like a new man, and I'm going to be checking out tomorrow, heading down around Costa Rica some more. We're going to be doing some more traveling here. Gonna go find some cool ruins. Eventually gonna go find these guys on Easter Island. That'll be later on when I'm down in Chile. So stay tuned for the, you know, future adventures. Might find another shaman down in Peru for a mescaline ceremony, so in maybe a month or so. We'll see. A lot of stuff still to come, but love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll check in with you later.